Hello, my convicts, convict head, just a desire to become convict, being you guys and gals, another video. So this one's going to be kind of like an unboxing. Have a guess what we've got now. Excuse if I wobble the table. This table is very wobbly, so you have to bear with me on that one. Right. Is he coming in? I'm trying to do it so he's not going to come in and get me demonetized, per se. But yeah, we're going to do an unboxing of the new items here that we've got. So we can now officially put the PC back together again. It can now officially be done. So after, hopefully, this is done and unboxed, it'll be in the PC and working. I'm hoping it's going to be in and working. So let me just put them down here 2 seconds. Purely because the address is underneath. You can't see no addresses at the bottom, can you now? Right, so what we're going to do, let me just pull this down here so you can see at least the box. I'm not too fussed about me as such. Actually, I could probably lift up a little bit and then you'll be able to kind of see me and the item. There we go. So here we are. Here's the item in question. Let me just move that further back over there. Right, so I'm not too fussed. It doesn't matter if you can't see me as such, but here we are. Here's the item. Right, what I'm going to do, I always try to open this so that it can go back in the pack if it ever gets damaged. I always try to keep hold of the packaging. It makes it so much easier to return. Right, there we go. Right, put it down there. So there we go. There we go, the Aorus B550 Elite version 2. I went for this one because I do believe this one has Wi-Fi, I think. It supports to Ryzen 5000 socket AM4. So yes, it does do AM4. Not like me being an idiot before and accidentally getting the wrong one. This is version 2 of the board as well. So I'm assuming it's somehow better. Apparently it's PCIe 4.0 ready, NVMe SSD ready, overclocking support as well. So if we open this, there you go. So just to reiterate, luckily none of these items I bought that have come today I've actually had to physically buy. I've been very, very lucky that all this has come and I've been able to do it by the other items being replaced by Amazon. So thank you, Amazon, for that at least. Thank you, Amazon, for that at least. But as you all know, I have had my little bit of qualms with Amazon. And not because of obviously the thing, but more because of the fact that obviously I'm waiting still on the CPU. That's a big problem. Should have looked at this table before I put these on it, a little bits and stuff on here. So yeah, so I'm not going to take it out of the pack. Hopefully you can see it like that. You have to excuse the light above, but yeah, it's just the board. There's no actual motherboard. I mean, I thought it was like a Wi-Fi, but that must have been the other one. I assume there might have been some sort of Wi-Fi. And then underneath these tabs, you can get them out. You get the little Aorus magnetic thing that you can stick onto your device. All your different types of cables for hard drives and SATA cables and stuff. There's also whatever this is. Gigabyte. Oh, it's a Gigabyte 6 connector, apparently. So it's a connector. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is, to be honest. The disc, always make sure you put a disc in because it'll upload anything that you might have. You might have some special apps or special extra stuff that you can do with the board, which is pretty cool. And the usual description booklet, I mean, that you can go through and browse at your leisure and just kind of get a feel for what's what. So I'll put that back in there now. Put this back in there. So yeah, again, I'm very, very lucky. At the point, obviously, again, these items, I managed to get these items off the other items that were returned to Amazon. And that's the reason why I'm able to do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this because I wouldn't have had no money. Because I have got children and I had to obviously make sure that they get their Christmas stuff and things like that. So, yeah, it was important. Obviously, I got that sorted as well. So apparently supports 2.5 gigabit LAN, so it's better than 1 gigabit. So it will support up to 2.5. It's got ALC 1200 audio IC, so I'm assuming better audio or power to audio. 12 plus 2 phase digital twin power design for Dr. Moss. Enlarged MOSFET heatsinks, thermal conductivity pads, and thermal guard. You've got a thermal guard on board, so dual M.2 with thermal guards. You've got exclusive ultra durable PCIe metal shielding, so it means that around where the PCIe is, there's like metal shielding for that. And then you've got shield pin connectors, VMA high-end audio capacitors, front USB Type-C, BIOS, Quick Flash Plus, BIOS, smart fan, temperature sensors, and hybrid fan headers. Is that what it says? Hybrid fan headers, yeah. So it supports AMD Ryzen series, AMD socket M4. This is the B550 chipset. It's got one PCIe that supports up to 16 HD display HDMI, dual channel DDR4, 4 DIMMs, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to read through all of it because it's pointless. And then Gen for USB supports 2 3.2 Gen 2 Type A, 1 USB 3.2 Gen 1 with USB Type C, and 5 USB 3.2 Gen 1 plus 6 USB 2.0s. And obviously the form factor of this is ATX because it's going in an ATX case. So that's out of the way. Go away, Mr. Bug. So this one is from MSI. Now, I kind of didn't want to get this one. I was eyeing up one from EVGA. However, power supplies are extremely expensive for some weird reason. And it was very difficult to get a hold of, and I was determined I wanted 850 watts because that is what I had previously before, and for some weird reason I could not get hold of a power supply that was cheap. There was one for £50 I could have got hold of. What was 850 watt power supply, but it's a modular power supply. Now what is the difference? Well, this one is what's called fully modular because it means there's no actual wires to the power supply itself apart from obviously the plug that plugs it in. All the other connectors and everything, you actually plug them in individually. If you have semi-modular, then it'd be similar to the one I've got in the other room, 650 watt power supply, because it has wires that are fixed to the power supply, you can't take away, and then you've got other parts where you can add more cables to, so you've got the kind of somewhat a modular section of that power supply if you want to use modular. And then with modular, obviously that's just a brick with wires with all the different things that you need, but you can't take them away from the power supply. And that's what that was. It was an 850 watt modular power supply, and it just means that it'll go inside, and it was some Seasonic, I believe, and it would have just gone inside the system, and then I wouldn't have been able to take anything away. This one was expensive, but again, luckily, because I've got enough money from both the motherboard, power supply, RAM and everything, and I'm not having to pay for extra DDR RAM or anything like that. This got covered by the extra bit for the board or extra bit of the DDR RAM, so I was able to just get these without having to spend a penny, which is what I wanted to. you know, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like that. So in this one, you just get, obviously, user's guides here. I'll have to double check out how it goes. We've got VGA2, VGA1. You've got this little bag here, which feels like it's got something in it. And then you've got this little section here. Does this actually come up? Or is it? Yeah, it does come up. And there you go. There's the power supply. So this is what I mean by fully modular. Is that it all has all these entry points into the back. You just plug and play, plug them in into the back here, and then obviously you turn the item on. I'm just going to put it there because in a moment it's going in the computer soon anyway. The only thing I do want to check is, did they give me the correct power supply plug? Because I noticed it does come with a power supply plug. Yeah, it does, yeah. That's good. There you go. British power supply plug. Always be careful with these. Make sure you keep the correct plug for the power supply and you're not using another power supply that might be higher voltage. So just make sure that's right. And that's good. I'm just going to leave that there like that because it doesn't really matter. It's just going to go inside the computer very, very shortly. So yeah, there we go. Right, let me pull you back down here, bring you back down to earth, and there we go. So there you have it. We've now got the means to rebuild the whole entire computer. The computer now obviously will have the Aorus board Elite 2. It'll be on a 2600. I'll still have the 16 or the full range of memory, hopefully, if that memory works. I don't know if the memory works or if the power supply fried the memory as well. I'm assuming it does because especially the RGB did work. Oh, actually, no, I sent back the Viper, didn't I? So I've only got the 2 sticks of RAM anyway. I've only got the 16 gig of RAM anyway from the 2 RGB sticks of RAM. So I've got them 2, plus an extra one, which I did get from, for testing purposes, that's brand new, that I actually bought, just in case it was the RAM. Because again, it came down to, was it the power supply? Was it the RAM? Was it anything else? So on and so forth. I'm just hoping and praying it's not the graphics card. However, if it does become to the point that it is a graphics card, please let it not be that, because that is a very expensive graphics card, then at least I have an option of possibly getting that replaced, because that would mean the money I'm going to get now back from the motherboard, the money from the other motherboard I've sent back, the AM5 one, and the money I'll get back for CPU, Amazon, looking at you, 2 more weeks. Want to get that money back from them, then that could go towards a GPU if push comes to shove. I'm just hoping it does work, because it's going to be really, really annoying to try and somehow make content for another couple of weeks without a computer to run. But I'm quite, I don't know the word, I'm quite confident that the GPU does work, because I had 4 different types of GPU and all the GPUs didn't function. They all turned on, all the fans did spin on each and every one, and I know at least, well, no, I had 3 GPUs actually. I've got the 3060, the Gigabyte one, and then that small tiny one, because there is a 1050 Ti mixed in there, but the 1050 Ti definitely doesn't work. But for the other 3 graphics cards, they definitely work. So I know if the 3060 doesn't work, at least the other 2 should work, because they were working when I took them out of the old system. So they definitely 10,000% work. We'll just have to hope and pray that obviously it all goes together and we don't end up with any issues or problems along the way. So there we go. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick, short and sweet little unboxing here of the items. We'll get them plugged in now, and obviously you'll probably hear from me shortly if it doesn't work. You'll probably hear from me shortly if it does work, and I'll probably end up posting something on the PC just to say, yay, it's working. So I'm going to go and deal with that now while Rio's busy upstairs doing whatever he's doing. And then obviously we'll crack on and hopefully hope for the best that it just works. So there we go. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. I really do appreciate it, and I so need it right now. Drop a like to show your appreciation for what we're doing here and what I've had to go through in the past few weeks with the goddamn PC. And yeah, if you're new, subscribe, hit that notification button, because we will hopefully be back and we'll be streaming and recording either one, some Callisto Protocol, a game I have not had a chance to touch yet, and I'm dying to play that game because I've not had no chance of playing it at all, and I've had it bought for ages. And yeah, we can play Callisto and some other games and hopefully get back to the normal, get back to the usual. Anyway, it is Anakin Convict signing out. As always, I salute you, my convicts, comicettes, and my elites, those that join. You can join for just $1.99. Thank you very much to all those. I salute you, appreciate you, and yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon with some good news. Bye for now.